So I met Jake about 8 years ago on a trip to Mexico. He was like 20 years old at the time, and I could see already the same thing that you probably see in him, which is he sees the world completely differently. He sees the interconnectivity of things totally differently than the 99% of the people on the planet. And what that translated to in my business is I started my business just with Jake. He was my sole employee, no one else. He wrote hundreds of emails for me. He lined up every single sales call that was lined up. He wrote all the copy for every page in my company. And I knew that he could do it because he published his first book at the age of 19. And I remember going to Jake, again, when he was 20, and we did $1 million in revenue in our first year. And neither of us had ever been in the high ticket industry ever before in our lives. And I remember going to him and saying, hey, there's this book by Jeff Walker. It's called Launch. I need you to learn how to write all these emails so you can get a whole bunch of people on this launch and we can line up sales calls and enroll people. Then 4 hours later, with 1 cup of coffee, I watched him. He was done the book. He knew exactly how to write the emails. And then he persisted to line up not only every launch we did, but write every email that is ever from me in my business for the first probably 3 years of the company. He lined up literally thousands of sales calls for myself and my growing sales team. And let's cut to the chase. The only reason you're watching this is because you see in him now what I saw in him 8 years ago, which is that the kid is a freak. He's one of these young savants, and his art is not painting or music. His art is words. Words that convey you in your voice, in your tone, in your personality, and in a structure that actually leads to people reading an email and taking action on that email. That's a zone of genius, and I think anyone who's got a chance to work with Jake would be batshit crazy not to do it. So I hope that helps in your decision-making process.